Hello fellow photographers, and welcome to a walkthrough of my Photoshop project Gamora. The level will be quite high, meaning I assume people have a general knowledge of the tools I am using. We will be turning this into this. Let's begin. First off, I did some basic cleanup of the skin and I cut her out with the pen tool. The reason I'm leaving the hair out for now is because it is very different from her sharp edge and demands a different technique to cut out. I save my cutout by making a selection and applying it to a random adjustment. There may be better ways to do this, but this is easy and it just works. Next up, I use color selection to select her hair. This is only possible because the background is so different from her hair. It takes a lot of fiddling, and I had to manually paint in some strands of hair anyway. But if you don't take your time, it's gonna look bad, and no one likes bad pictures. I started out with a different background, but I had a scene in my mind that needed a bit more of an outlaw landscape where stuff could happen. Besides, she is more badass if she's standing in freezing snow. Now came her skin tone. Gamora is green, so I selected her skin tone with color select, did some minor adjustments, and put a hue saturation layer on her skin. After that, I tweaked and corrected some issues around her. The image needed some sci-fi stuff, so I put some starships in the image. They're supposed to fight later or something. I added some planets and tried to make them look like they were far away. I've never added planets to anything before, so it took a bit of time to figure out what actually makes something look like it's a planet in the sky. It was primarily removing contrast and stars and adding clouds. The starships were looking weird, so I did the same with them, some motion blur, and later I added some cool lasers, because it's the future. Then I wanted the tape to be less tape-ish and more cool warrior sci-fi princess dress-ish. I smoothed out the tape patterns, then selected it with a quick select. Then I went into a deep hole of how the hell do I do this? And finally, after contracting the selection and masking and reversing, I ended up with a fine outline of gold. I probably could have done this easier by hand, but I enjoy learning. Later, I also added a little skeleton head. So cute. I gave her some shine and depth with dodge and burn, and also tried to give her a little bit of muscles on her arm with some lighting. After all, she's a warrior. Now, I wanted her gun to be way more sci-fi-ish. So I added some LED lights to the side of it, then added some glowing buttons, and I wanted some kind of scope on the top, but it just really didn't look right. After much fiddling, I ended up placing it on the side, because why not? It's the future. Later, I also liquefied the shape of it to be more smooth. I smoothed her cape out, added some lens flare for drama, and used dodge and burn for some last light adjustments to create balance in the photo. And that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you think Gamora is as badass as I do. The picture was created with the help of people on my blog, so drop by and see what is going down. I'll be writing about finding a good model for your shoot in the next week.